Hello, and welcome to my video message for Sunday, October the 18th. I'll be honest with you right now. I'm somewhat worried about the state of the church and the attitude of many believers. It seems we may have been infected by the bitter spirit of division that is so prevalent in this present political season. It's hard to be a witness for Jesus when you're angry with your neighbor. Maybe what we need is a little sweetness and a little more of Jesus in us. There's a chorus we sing sometimes in church. It says, "Jesus be Jesus in me, no longer me but thee. Resurrection power, fill me this hour. Jesus be Jesus in me." This little song speaks to what is probably one of the most difficult assignments for believers, especially in this present time. Life is so very complicated these days, and people's minds are filled with distrust, bordering so often even on hate. It's hard to even find an example of human decency, much less a display of Christ-like behavior. Don't get me wrong, I know it is still possible to live for Jesus these days. There are still examples of Christ-likeness on display, just not always where we expect them to be found. Let me share a story. A young boy was walking through the park one day. He had just gotten out of his Sunday school class where his teacher had told the class that you never can tell where you'll meet Jesus. As he was walking along, he noticed an elderly woman sitting on a bench. She looked very lonely, so he sat down next to her. And with a grin, he said hi, and then offered her a piece of his candy bar, which he had been saving for later. She accepted a piece of the chocolate with a smile. They talked for a while about nothing in particular, and then the boy offered her another piece of chocolate, which she also gladly accepted. They talked a little while longer, and then the boy got up to leave. As he began to walk away, he suddenly turned around and ran back to the bench and gave the woman a big hug. In return, she gave him her very biggest, brightest smile. When he arrived home, his mother saw the big smile on his face and asked, "What made you so happy today?" The boy said, "I shared my chocolate bar with Jesus. And guess what, Mom? She has a great smile." Meanwhile, the little elderly woman returned to her small apartment, which she shared with her sister. The sister said, "You're all smiles today. What made you so happy?" She said, "Well, I was sitting in the park sharing a chocolate bar with Jesus. And you know what? He looks a lot younger than I expected." Now, that's a simple little story, but it illustrates a wonderful truth for us. Being Jesus for others isn't always as complicated or difficult as we tend to make it. Sometimes, according to Jesus himself, all it takes is a cup of cold water. Maybe it's something as simple as an unexpected smile or a piece of chocolate. It's so easy for us to get caught up in the controversies of this world and take on the spirit of this world. And political campaigns almost demand that we take a side, argue our viewpoint. Text messages are pouring in, imploring us to stand up and be counted. Facebook posts demand a response, a reaction. Even newscasts are opinionated and seemed designed to incite rage. What should a believer do in the face of these challenges to civility? Maybe we need to go back to that campaign of the 1990s. You remember those bracelets that were seen everywhere with WWJD printed on them? They asked the simple question, what would Jesus do? The idea was to try and get Christian believers to think before acting or speaking in an unchristian manner. If we applied that question to our own actions, I wonder how many things we've done lately might have been best left undone. I don't have to be on the right side of the political arguments, but I must be on Jesus' side, and my actions should show it. So I'm praying this today for you and for me. Jesus, be Jesus in me. No longer me, but thee. Can you pray that prayer today? Can you pray it and mean it and begin to try to be Jesus for somebody? Who knows, that person next door to you or beside you at work, or even a family member may be going through a very difficult time. Something as easy as a smile or a piece of chocolate or just a friendly greeting can work miracles in the lives of those who are troubled. And so many are troubled today. I'm just praying, Lord, help me to be Jesus today. May God bless you is my prayer. And I want to remind you again, we are having public services at Trinity Gospel Church, and you're welcome to attend if you're able. If not, please know we're having special prayer for you every Sunday. And I'm believing God to heal, to strengthen, and to restore us and our nation. Again, may God bless you and keep you is my prayer.